Hi everybody, and welcome to update 4 of the Great War group build. Now I like to make it a couple of weeks in between updates. It's been 3 since update 3, 3 weeks. I apologise for that, I've been working away, but here's update number 4. So far we have 31 finished builds and several more ongoing, so the group build's still going strong. Remember, we've got about a month now, a month and 1 day when I'm videoing this. So still plenty of time to enter and take part. I will put a slideshow as ever on the end of works in progress, what's been done by people since update number 3. And as is customary, I'll mention a few people by name now. The first person I'd like to mention is Chris Manning. He's done a great little mini diorama. It's a Ford Model T car in Australian service with a couple of figures around it. So that's finished and based, and is one of the finished entries I mentioned of the 31 so far. Then he's decided to enter another model. It's the Edouard 148 Hanriot, or Hanriot probably pronounced Hanriot. It's a French aircraft, but in Italian service. I have the same kit. It's got lots of, it's a very attractive scheme, lots of stars all over it. Each star is an individual transfer, so might be a lot of work, but it so far I think is our only Hanriot aircraft. So it was great to see him turn his hand to that aircraft. So thank you for so far 1.5 builds. I'd like to thank David Hudson Charlton, also known as the Model Citizen on YouTube. I'll put a link to his channel below. He's done a Lanchester armoured car in Russian service. I'm glad to see that because it means we've got something Russian in the build at last. It's a fantastic piece of work. It's finished now, and there's a video on his channel. I'll put a link to that as well. It's done a little bit of extra work on it, made the headlights look a bit more realistic, and a little bit of scratch building for a bucket on the side, and heavily weathered. It's one that fought against the Austro-Hungarians in 1917. It's a great looking model, so thank you David for entering that one. Graham MacDonald is also taking part, or has taken part in the group build. He's a MiG-29 nut. I've seen him build umpteen MiG-29s, and try as we might, we couldn't find a way of getting a MiG-29 into the Great War group build. So he's turned his hand to a 148 Sopwith Camel by Smer. It's been done in Belgian markings, which is great because I think that's, so far at least, our only Belgian entry. So the Belgians are represented. That is now done and finished. He's one of our finished entries, so thank you, Graham, for that. Richard Giesler, I hope I've pronounced that right, Richard, has finished, in fact, a Wingnut Wings Fokker D7. It's our only Wingnut Wings kit in the group build so far, I think, and of course, like all Wingnut Wings kits, it's very, very detailed. It's done an excellent job on it. That's, as I said, already finished. It's a wonderful entry to the group build, so thank you for that, Richard. That will obviously it'll be in the final montage at the end of the group build, but there were some work in progress pictures for that in a moment, so thank you very much. Steve Rowell is the next person I'd like to mention. He's also Jake Cutter on YouTube. I'll put a link to his channel below. He's entering a 1/48 scale Albatros D5, which is great to see. I like the Albatros, as a very neat looking aircraft. That's almost finished, or maybe finished by the time I get this video out. So thank you, Steve / Jake, for that entry. Some pictures in the montage at the end of his work in progress. The last person I'd like to mention is Marcus White. He's something of a diorama master. Some of the work he's done, and I've seen it in person at a show, is amazing. So he's entered he's entering a diorama featuring German cavalry. He's butchered a few figures of horses and men to make them look like there's a bit more life in them. It's a very action-filled piece. I'll put some pictures at the end, you can see what I mean. Sort of 1918 scene towards the end of the war. Interesting note here that the most active year of the war for cavalry was actually 1918, not 1940 when we first started. Interesting snippet of information there. So I'm glad cavalry being done, 135th ICM figures, I believe, but quite heavily altered to, as I said, give a bit more movement. So I can't wait to see how that turns out. It'll be an absolute masterpiece. So thank you, Marcus, for joining the group build. Okay, that's it for now. I apologise again for the long wait for this update. Soon you'll have a montage of all the work in progress shots that have been done since update number 3. If I have got anything wrong, once again I apologise, but all there is to say really now is, until next time, thanks for watching, keep modelling and have fun. Bye!